Welcome to Hero Villains. In your opinion, who would win between Living Tribunal and Empty Hand? When the universe confronts absolute nothingness? Living Tribunal is a transcendent cosmic entity in Marvel, the one who maintains balance among realities and ensures that cosmic order does not tilt toward chaos or toward good or evil. His three faces symbolize justice, necessity, and vengeance, working together to judge every threat on a multiversal scale. The power of Living Tribunal is nearly limitless. He can manipulate reality, nullify cosmic artifacts, exists beyond space and time, and stands only beneath the most supreme concepts. Each of his decisions can alter the fate of countless universes within a single moment of stillness. Empty Hand in DC represents nothingness, the end of creation, and the enemy of all stories. He commands the gentry and appears as the embodiment of darkness that devours the entire multiverse. Empty Hand possesses a racing power that strips everything down to nothingness, resists the highest cosmic energies, and exists outside all rules. If Living Tribunal is the balance of existence, then Empty Hand is the cold whisper of the ending. Their confrontation is not merely a clash of strength, but a collision between ultimate order and infinite emptiness, where both life and stories themselves face their final trial. Before we go deeper into the analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Living Tribunal stands as a symbol of absolute authority within the vast cosmic realm. This is not a force meant to be tested or treated lightly, because even a single glance from him is enough to silence entire civilizations in awe. Thanos once stated that even the mighty Beyonders have never truly killed Living Tribunal. This alone demonstrates that his status surpasses conventional limits of power. The role of the Supreme Tribunal is to protect the mystical balance of the multiverse. When a reality strays from its necessary course, when a force exceeds what is permitted, he appears to deliver the final judgment. Anything deemed unnecessary will be eliminated. Not out of cruelty, but because the survival of countless realities depends on those decisions. His authority allows him to adjust order, even to overturn an entire reality if that is required to preserve the greater whole. The power of Living Tribunal extends across the scale of the multiverse, reaching the deepest layers of existence itself. He is nearly omnipotent and nearly omniscient. Since the dawn of time, he has existed, observing the formation of stars, the birth of dimensions, and even extinctions in silence. The knowledge he possesses is so vast that it exceeds all concepts the mortal mind can grasp. He knows what must be known to protect the multiverse and bears that immense responsibility like an eternal sentence. The Supreme Tribunal resembles a judge standing within the endless cosmic night, where billions of galaxies are nothing more than tiny points of light. His presence carries a sense of both majesty and cold detachment, like the toll of a bell announcing the final verdict. Each of his decisions sends ripples through dimensions, shaping the fate of countless worlds. His silence alone is enough to make even the most powerful entities bow their heads, because all understand that before the Supreme Tribunal, every ambition becomes insignificant. The three faces of Living Tribunal symbolize the past, the present, and the future, like three mirrors reflecting the entire flow of time. With a gaze beyond all limits, he observes everything that has happened, is happening, and will happen with the absolute calm of a supreme judge. No secret can be hidden from that sight. Every reality is laid bare like an open book. Living Tribunal exists simultaneously across countless realities, serving as the point of convergence for all parallel universes. When one universe becomes unstable and threatens to spread its danger to others, judgment is delivered without hesitation. If necessary, an entire universe can be erased with a single cold command, like a chalk mark wiped from the blackboard of creation. Through his authority, Living Tribunal can restore a collapsed reality or end it in an instant. His position is often described as that of a servant, yet a servant to whom even the most powerful beings dare not speculate. The only certainty is that justice must be upheld throughout all of creation, and Living Tribunal is the one who ensures it. Even entities praised as the strongest, the twin representatives of yin and yang, become insignificant when placed beside Living Tribunal. The power of gods or even divine beings holds little meaning before his presence. Within the vast order of the universe, most beings, no matter how powerful, are merely tiny sparks compared to supreme abstract entities. At the pinnacle of that hierarchy stands the Supreme Tribunal, the one who holds the final voice in all judgments concerning the fate of realities. Living Tribunal dominates the entire system of gods, demons, dimensions, and all forms of life. He not only stands above the gods, but is also an entity that has existed since the earliest days of the universe, possibly from the 6th or 7th cycle of creation, when darkness and light had not yet been clearly divided. The power held by the Supreme Tribunal far surpasses the nature of all Infinity Stones, exceeding even the darkest concepts such as Oblivion or the blazing force of the Phoenix Force. Standing at the highest position within the cosmic hierarchy, Living Tribunal encompasses all realms of death, eternity, order, and chaos, where galaxies revolve in silence. With a single judgment spoken, the fate of countless worlds can change instantly. There was a moment when Living Tribunal was forced to intervene directly, when the heart of the universe fell into the hands of Thanos and threatened to erase all existence. He summoned countless entities across the entire multiverse, from legendary heroes to mysterious abstract beings, all united toward a single goal of stopping that unmatched power. Before the authority of Living Tribunal, even Thanos in a state of omnipotence had to face a crushing judgment, like a tidal wave crashing down. With only a gentle movement of his hand, Living Tribunal defeated Seasnag and cast him back into the past, where he could no longer interfere with the flow of the present. His presence renders powerful figures such as Doctor Strange or Baron Mordo small and helpless, like faint torches amid a roaring cosmic storm. Adam Warlock once briefly touched the power of Living Tribunal and used it to restore the 8th universe, a gesture like relighting a lamp that had gone out in endless darkness. Because of this unimaginable authority, nearly all entities submit to Living Tribunal. Even abstract concepts that refuse to bow to anyone lower their heads before him. He is like a bottomless abyss, where justice is shaped by absolute power. With only a single meeting of Living Tribunal gaze, one can feel the coldness of the final judgment. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. It will help us greatly, and you are the most wonderful person. Thank you very much. Now, let us talk about Empty Hand. Empty Hand is regarded as the right hand of darkness, the one who negotiates, sets conditions, and claims everything according to the will of the dark. He is not merely a threatening entity, but also a symbol of the end. He is placed on the same level as Darkseid, yet, when entering his fully integrated form, Empty Hand proves to be more dominant and superior. This disparity causes even those considered Lords of Despair to be wary of him. Empty Hand is bound to the second multiverse. When that realm was destroyed, its remnants were devoured by him and the noble family, as if it were a grim banquet for supreme entities. As a result, the fragments left behind from the pre-crisis era are nothing more than mocking laughter from Empty Hand and the noble family toward a multiverse that died long ago. In the confrontation between darkness and light, when both were forced to establish a truce, darkness rose above Empty Hand and turned him into a tool for deeper schemes. What makes Empty Hand truly terrifying is his ability to create the Oblivion Machine. This device traps heroes in an endless loop of failure, forcing them to fight endlessly in despair until he decides to close the game. This machine was also designed to reverse the effects of the Miracle Machine, which once helped the heroes defeat Mandrak. The image of Empty Hand is like that of a cold observer sitting at the edge of the universe, watching heroes struggle in hopelessness. Without raising his voice or displaying power, a single glance from him is enough to make the entire multiverse feel a chilling cold. Grant once stated that Empty Hand cannot be resisted, because his existence itself is like the darkness at the end of a tunnel, where all hope is extinguished before it can ignite. He is not merely an ordinary villain, but also a symbol of the idea that ever more terrifying evils will appear in the future. He is likened to a calamity of creation, even more frightening than Darkseid. Empty Hand surpasses even the gods and comes from a realm of indeterminacy where no one dares to speak his name. Gods may fall and may vanish, But the emptiness at the very end remains, cold and vast like a bottomless abyss. He affects every natural law of the universe because he himself is the opposing extreme that governs those laws. There are things beyond the understanding of divinity. An empty hand is the embodiment of that terror, spreading despair across the stars. The powerful gentry stand only one level beneath him. They are strange beings that infiltrate worlds, breaking the barrier between fiction and reality. They come from higher layers of reality and appear to replace the monitors after the final crisis. The image of Empty Hand and the gentry is like enormous shadows covering the multiverse. Empty Hand has proven his power by reviving many superheroes on Earth, 42, who had long since fallen. He turned miniature versions of the Justice League into silent pawns, using them as spies and gradually stripping away the life essence of each individual. At one point, Empty Hand even corrupted Nick's Yuotan and transformed him into the World Egg, a symbol both mystical and terrifying, containing new beginnings born from the very abyss of nothingness. Empty Hand stands at the head of the noble class, silently controlling dark conspiracies behind the cosmic curtain. He is attempting to construct a destruction machine with the purpose of ending all unfinished stories. Even Infinite Frontier Darkseid, who was considered one of the strongest versions, was easily destroyed by him. Before Empty Hand, all titles and stature become fragile, like dry leaves before a violent wind. What is fascinating and deeply unsettling is that Empty Hand is not merely a single character. He can be anything the observer feels is necessary. Harbinger, the daughter of Mar Novu the Monitor, once attempted to understand Empty Hand but received only confusion and helplessness in return. She was unable to gather any meaningful information, despite having clear knowledge of towering names such as Perpetua, the Forger, Barbatos, Mar, and the Anti-Monitor, or the Monitors of Nil. All data lay within her reach, except for the truth about Empty Hand and Ultra. The moment Harbinger stood still amid an immense sea of information, yet could not grasp the answer, created a chilling sensation down the spine. Empty Hand does not destroy the entire absolute cosmology. He only wipes out the multiverse contained within, beneath the sphere of the gods, similar to the way Anti-Monitor once spread destruction. That impact is not merely destruction, but also the suffocation of hope, causing every realm of reality to tremble with the sense of imminent collapse. What is even more terrifying is that Empty Hand can extend his influence to the readers from Earth Prime or Earth 33. This is the world regarded as our realm within the DC universe, a place shrouded by a mysterious veil of fiction. Rare exceptions, such as Superboy Prime, reveal just how fragile the boundary between fiction and reality truly is. The notion of a force that can reach the reader makes the threat of Empty Hand feel intimate and chilling, like a shadow standing directly behind one back. Before such power, fearsome names such as Darkseid, the villains of the Crisis, the Gentry, or the corrupted Nyx are merely small waves within an endless black ocean. Above all of them still stands Empty Hand, a name no one dares to speak in full. He exists like a thinking void, cold and mournful, making one understand that there are things that cannot be defeated, only witnessed. With a heavy heart and eyes fixed upon the abyss widening ahead, Living Tribunal clearly senses the dissonance within the order of the multiverse. The streams of lawful energy begin to fracture, like a mirror pressed by an invisible force until cold cracks spread across its surface. On the other side of the darkness, Empty Hand steps forward. He is not loud and does not display his power, carrying only a dense silence that can swallow all hope and make space itself seem frozen. Without any declaration or explanation, his presence alone is enough to cast profound despair. Living Tribunal raises his power of judgment, his three faces speaking in unison through the concepts of justice, necessity, and retribution. The multiverse trembles violently as waves of cosmic law descend upon Empty Hand. Yet, he does not break them, nor does he resist. He simply renders everything meaningless. All rules are drawn into nothingness, vanishing as if they were never born. The surrounding realities begin to dissolve into fragments of light. Tribunal expands his authority to its absolute limit, turning all existence into a colossal court that envelops countless realms. Empty Hand responds with the darkness of absolute nothingness, a force that acknowledges neither law nor existence itself. Universes explode and fade like sorrowful fireworks, light and darkness entwining in a final dance. Living Tribunal gradually realizes a painful truth. Everything he protects is founded upon the concept of existence, while Empty Hand embodies the absolute negation of existence. This is not a battle of power, but a confrontation between primordial ideas. Tribunal attempts to re-establish the laws, yet each rule that forms is erased by Empty Hand, like writing wiped from a board, leaving no trace behind. The multiverse sinks into silence. Living Tribunal is not completely destroyed, but he is suppressed and forced to withdraw in order to preserve the fragile remnants of balance. In that frozen void, only one truth remains, echoing without words. The one who holds absolute advantage and emerges as the victor is Empty Hand. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That is today's video. Thank you very much.